How much do you need to spend on a VX1000? The Sony VX1000 is an iconic camcorder released back in 1995 that still has a cult following. If you're considering buying one or recently invested, here's a total of all the add-on purchases I made to get mine kitted out. I was lucky enough to pick up my VX in decent condition for a very good price, and it included a vintage Jessop's flight case and some basic accessories, coming in at £175 on eBay. The original battery it came with was very flat and couldn't really hold any charge. I picked up a pair of these Duracell DR5 replacement batteries from Duracell Direct, rather than getting generic non-brand Amazon batteries. They're smaller than the standard VX batteries, but they're pretty versatile as they work with any Sony camcorders that take NP-F330 or NP-F550 batteries, and it's good to have at least two of these for hot swapping, so adding a pair of these to the basket set me back £42. Next up, some tapes to record to. I wanted to be able to go the purist route and picked up some basic Sony tapes on eBay for £21.36. I wanted to kit my VX out for skate filming, so I also got a 58mm Fred 0.3x ultra wide angle fisheye from V-Ledge. Looking at pictures of this fisheye online, the price might seem a bit intimidating relative to the price of the camcorder, but when you get this thing in your hands, it is massive. The amount of glass and its curvature is absolutely wild, especially if you haven't seen a fisheye like this before. As a result, the lens cover is pretty heavy and is actually made of metal to protect it. I got mine for £137.99 on eBay. I got the 58mm Fred fisheye because it's wide enough to provide coverage as well for a VX2000 or a VX2100, in addition to the VX1000. However, the VX1000 does have a smaller filter Fred of 52mm, so I needed to pick up a 52mm to 58mm step-up ring to mount it. As it's just a basic piece of metal, I got a cheap K&F concept adapter for $5.99 on Amazon. Also important to note, the mic on the front of the VX is one of its most vulnerable parts. I've spared no expense to protect mine by folding up some Amazon packaging card to cushion it, but you might use some polystyrene or something more sophisticated. So all in, take a guess what that came to. Quick maths, £207.34. That was more than the base price of my VX1000. So all in, £382.34 for the fully rigged camera package. This is just my own personal setup and others will vary, but I thought it would be helpful to put the details of all these additional items together in one video to at least provide a guideline on what you can expect to be paying for some of these items, as I had to do quite a lot of research at the time to figure out what I needed. I didn't see many videos out there talking about the add-on purchases you need after you've bought the camera itself. Once you're up and running with your VX, you will probably also need a capture workflow to get your tape recordings onto your computer. There are quite a few different options with different pros, cons, and price tags. If you want to learn more about these, head to my profile where I've recently posted a video going over 3 different options I've used, and make sure to give me a follow. Thanks for watching.